I think he'll go for I think he might start early, so we get ready for that. Well, that's when he fights fighters like Zab Judah who don't get in shape for fights, and Manny Pacquiao does, and we won't get tired, believe me.
But will he be different from the Mayweather you fought with the law?
Yeah, I think he's older and slower.
To be a greatest is not based on your record undefeated, because there's so many fighters na nag-retire na undefeated.
Of Manny Pacquiao back at Wildcard, like he's never left, ready to go again, working with Freddie Roach. I feel like I'm back in 2010, the Wayback Machine. Pacquiao looked pretty good in some of the videos that I saw, like he wasn't in horrible shape.
Freddie Roach warns that Floyd Mayweather Jr. isn't fully prepared, expressing strong confidence that Manny Pacquiao has refined every aspect of his skill set and will step into the rematch completely ready and driven to secure a decisive victory.
You said that you saw that Pacquiao has his fire back. When did you see that move, or when did that come into your conscience?
When I watched him sparring for the first 2 weeks, it was just the in and out, the speed, making the guy catching the guy 3-4 punch combination, getting out, making a miss. It was enjoyable to watch. It really was.
Manny Pacquiao pushes through an intense training session with Freddie Roach on the mitts, displaying explosive speed, crisp combinations, and unwavering discipline, focus, and determination as he gears up for the upcoming fight. Manny Pacquiao confidently declares that he will hand Floyd Mayweather Jr. his first career defeat, determined to shatter the historic 50-0 unbeaten record.
Ano kaya advantage mo?
God willing, mag-anuan tayo, mag-isay natin mabuti. Paghandaan na natin mabuti para magandang laban na may ipakita natin.
Freddie Roach reflects on the first bout, noting that Floyd Mayweather Jr. controlled the pace while Manny Pacquiao was older, less sharp, and not at his peak condition.
More fire.
I don't know. You think about that it got to that point, and Floyd played the game. He played the waiting game, and he won.
Yes.
He got paid. He got Pacquiao at an age where he knew that his punches weren't going to hurt him.
Yes.
He could avoid him, and it was an older fighter.
It was, and when Pacquiao fought his last fight in Australia, after the fight, I said, Manny, I said, you know what? I says, I think being a senator and being a fighter at the same time is like maybe a little bit too much, because I said, it's hard enough being a world champion fighter, or it might be just as hard being a senator. But I says, I think that you should strongly think about giving one of those up for now and choose the one that you like best. And he has not spoke to me since then.
Manny Pacquiao argues that an undefeated record doesn't define true greatness, emphasizing that his historic achievement of winning world titles in 8 different weight divisions remains unmatched in boxing history.
At least ako, I can claim na first 8 different weight division, which is the hardest accomplishment na in boxing.
And the only one.
The only one.
Division.
First, diba? Yung kumbaga, that's the hardest accomplishment in boxing na ma-achieve. And also, yung blessings ng Panginoon na naging champion ako in 4 different decades. Do you imagine that? Bihira yung mangyari. First time in history na a fighter who became a champion in four different decades. So 90s, 2000, 2010, 2020. So bihira mangyari yan. So at least makaklaim ako ng ganun.
Manny Pacquiao criticizes Floyd Mayweather Jr. as boastful and overly materialistic, suggesting that his persona outside the ring reflects excessive pride, a fixation on wealth, and a lack of humility.
At the beginning of this conversation, you say, I don't like boastful people. How was it like fighting Mayweather then? Did he get on your nerves? Because I feel like he's a little bit more boastful than the people you might be wanting to hang out with.
Yeah, he's boastful. I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that. I'm pretty with him because I want to share the word of God in him if he believe God.
Yeah. I've heard he's a generous man. I think he's done good things. I think, he kind of reminds me of like a lot of people are like this, by the way, including myself. I'm not just saying him. I'm including myself. The man who goes up to Jesus and says, what should I do to get into heaven? He says, sell all your belongings. And he walked away crying because he couldn't sell his belongings.
Manny Pacquiao demonstrates unwavering dedication through grueling training sessions, proving that actions speak louder than words as he stays locked in on discipline, preparation, and relentless effort rather than constant talk. Dan Patrick questions the demand for a rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao, suggesting that public interest may not live up to expectations despite the massive history between the two legendary fighters.
Floyd Mayweather is a boring fighter. I mean, the presentation is flashy, but he's a defense-first fighter. There's nothing to, when you watch him, you go, oh, okay, he didn't get hit again, and he didn't get hit again. Tactically, he's brilliant, but not exciting. So, hey, if you sign up for it, go get him. It'll be September, so maybe it's a slow night for you, and you go, well, maybe I'll just buy this fight. Let me see these two guys lean on each other. But I don't know if this has to do, boxers never retire. Sugar Ray Leonard told me this when I went to his first retirement in Baltimore, and he talked about fighters never retire. The phone stops ringing.
Roy Jones Jr. speaks with deep admiration when discussing Manny Pacquiao and his unique brilliance inside the ring. He emphasizes that Pacquiao's greatest strength lies not just in his power, but in his constant movement and unpredictable rhythm. According to Jones, Pacquiao never stays still long enough to become an easy target, creating confusion even for the most skilled opponents. His footwork and angles allow him to attack from unexpected positions, making him extremely difficult to defend against. Every movement has purpose, and each step sets up the next strike. This fluid style forces opponents to hesitate. And in boxing, even a split second of hesitation can change the entire fight.
You get a victory. Now guys don't do that. Pac-Man, fortunately, is one of those guys who knows how to use the ring. So he don't stand in just one place and fight. With that being said, if his legs can hold up for 12 rounds, he's the guy to do it.
Roy Jones Jr. also highlights that Manny Pacquiao pairs remarkable speed with sharp intelligence, reading opponents' reactions instantly and adjusting in real time. This ability keeps him a step ahead, turning defense into offense within seconds. Jones notes that Pacquiao's agility is not only physical, but also mental, allowing him to adapt under pressure. This rare combination of movement, speed, and awareness is what makes Pacquiao one of the most dangerous and unforgettable fighters in boxing history.
He did.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait, stop. What's the guy named in the wheelchair right now?
Paul Williams.
He could have fought him.
I don't think he would have beat.
I ain't say that. I say he could have fought him, though. And you don't think, hey, in my opinion, the only person that really had a chance in his weight class back then was Amir Khan. He wasn't touching Amir Khan. That time Amir had too good a feet. He wasn't fighting Amir Khan.
Amir was calling him out for years.
He wasn't fighting Amir Khan. Amir Khan had too good a feet. I already know this.
I just don't think he would have beat Floyd.
I ain't saying you don't know.
Timing was very too good.
Yeah, what you
he was young, he was fast, he was knocking people out.
You don't understand boxing like I do, though. Floyd was knocking out. Besides
at that time, nobody.
That's it.
Yeah,
so if you ain't knocking people out, you got to catch Khan and knock him out. And you got to get out that shoulder, you got to chase Khan.
Dan Patrick offers a thoughtful and somewhat critical perspective on the potential rematch between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. He questions whether fans genuinely want the fight or if other behind-the-scenes motives are at play. Patrick humorously notes that boxing seems to be entering a phase where retired legends like Entity, athlete, Tommy Hearns, American boxer, athlete, Marvin Hagler, American boxer, and Mike Tyson could be easily called back. His tone reflects concern that the sport may be leaning too heavily on nostalgia instead of fresh competition. Patrick also hints that financial pressures might be driving these comebacks, suggesting that some high-profile matchups could be motivated more by money than legacy, raising doubts about their true purpose.
But, maybe, financial issues could be affecting one or both of these fighters, and that's why you're doing it. I don't know why you watch this unless the undercard is really good. Maybe the novelty of being in that building, having a boxing match in the Sphere, but it's real. It's real. Does Conor McGregor get the winner of this fight? I mean, now, if Conor McGregor got to do MMA against Floyd, now that would be fun. That would have been interesting. But it's like, and then do one of the brothers, what are their names? The Paul brothers, do they get to fight somebody? I mean, is this where boxing is?
Yes.
Dan Patrick further questions the entertainment value of a rematch, suggesting that audiences might be drawn more to the spectacle than the actual fight. While the original bout generated massive revenue, he implies that repeating it may lack the same authenticity. Overall, Patrick challenges the current direction of boxing, asking whether the sport is genuinely evolving or merely revisiting its past for profit.
He's a brilliant businessman, but you start to read articles of, he's got things in foreclosure, and I can't imagine that you would lose Mike Tyson did. But then, we had people stealing right in front of him. That was the difference here. But with Floyd, I thought Floyd was like a Darrell Revis kind of businessman. So that's, if he's coming back because he needs money, that is sad. Yes, Todd.
How much money, and I don't understand the financial part of how they get millions of dollars to have these fights that supposedly are kind of ridiculous and it's like an exhibition nobody wants to see. How much of that money is based on who goes to the fight, and as far as people that are buying pay-per-view? What if so many people decided, I'm not going to the fight, I'm not going to watch it on pay-per-view, they're still going to get millions of dollars? There's still enough money out there to pay these guys crazy money.
Chris Manx offers a reflective take on Manny Pacquiao returning to training with Freddie Roach, describing it as a deeply nostalgic moment for boxing fans. He notes that watching them together again evokes memories of their prime years, when their partnership dominated the sport. However, Manx urges caution in judging Pacquiao solely from short training clips. He explains that anyone can appear sharp for a few seconds on video, citing examples like Mike Tyson looking explosive in brief promotional footage. According to Manx, such clips can be misleading and shouldn't be taken as definitive proof of full fight readiness.
Look, I can post a video and look good for 10 seconds right now, just like when Mike Tyson looked like when he was promoting the Jake Paul fight. You writers and you guys with the non-boxing, I need to get those videos out of your head, because they're just clips. Anyone could look good for that long. I can train you to look good for 10 seconds. It'll be pretty hard, but I can train you to look good for 10 seconds on video. So don't worry about that. Look, Bob Arum knows what he's talking about, because it's the legs that's going to get to Pacquiao, not the power, not the explosive speed in front of a heavy bag. But whenever you're in front of an opponent and he's going to be moving around, it's the legs that are going to fail you. They're going to betray you. The power's not going to betray you. That lasts until the very end. His punch resistance, that's not going to betray him, because that never goes. Speed, and it's because you rely on your legs. That's the thing that goes at age. So at 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao's not going to have zero legs.
Drawing on insights often shared by Bob Arum, he emphasizes that age impacts a fighter's legs more than their power or punch resistance. Movement, balance, and endurance decline first. Since Manny Pacquiao has always relied heavily on footwork, this is particularly relevant. Nevertheless, Manx believes Pacquiao's experience and ring intelligence will allow him to adapt. He notes that seasoned fighters know how to control the pace, minimize unnecessary risks, and protect themselves, making Pacquiao's return strategic and calculated rather than reckless.
Pacquiao only got knocked out 3 times in 72 fights. 2 of those were in the 90s before you and I even knew him. And 1 time against Marquez, it was a 1-punch knockout. Those really don't take away from your career and your longevity. It was 1-punch knockouts. It's the beatdowns over a long period of time, for 10, 12, 11, 11 rounds. Those are the ones that catch up to you. Those are the ones that actually slow you down and are detrimental to your health. 1-punch knockouts, you can get past those. Early knockouts that are way back in the rearview mirror, you can forget.
Timothy Bradley offers a balanced perspective on the upcoming clash between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao. He acknowledges that while many critics question the timing and necessity of the matchup, it continues to capture massive attention across the boxing world. Bradley explains that regardless of skepticism, fights of this magnitude carry history, legacy, and global appeal. He notes that fans may debate whether it's happening too late, but the stature of the names involved still commands respect and curiosity, keeping the spotlight firmly on both fighters.
Because he needs money, that's why. All the rumors are true. It's a sad thing, but it is what it is. But it is what it is. And one more thing. Mayweather, if Mayweather didn't believe that he can beat Manny Pacquiao, he wouldn't be in the ring with him. Yeah, Mr. Sensitive. I love Mayweather, but let's keep it a buck. Oh, he's sensitive as hell. Not only is he sensitive, the man, he's insecure like hell. He's insecure, and he got to have a leg up on. And he saw the Barrios fight, and Barrios just got smashed by Ryan Garcia. And then now, he like, Barrios is all right. I'm better than Barrios. Shit, even though I'm damn near 50, I'm still better than Barrios. My experience, my hand speed, I take care of myself. I had some exhibitions. I know I can still do this.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for more. See you next time.